Committee on Parole is called to order today, Thursday, 10:26 a.m., March 16. My name is Brandon Kelsey, be chair. Along with me is Mr. Marabella and Mr. Freeman. Staff's quarters at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge. Our remote location is Terrebonne Work Release. With staff and support at Terrebonne Work Release, please introduce yourself.
Warden Russell Hornsby. I'm behind the screen right now, and y'all.
All right, Warden Russell Hornsby. All right, Warden. Ready for our first case? Please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Derrick McKeely, 400982.
All right, Derrick, you heard the introductions. We're here for parole interview. Ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You understand the process?
Yes, sir.
Derrick McKeely, DOC number 400982. You're a sixth class offender. Parole eligibility date 5/21/2023. Good time 6/25/2025. Full term 5/22/2035. 16 years. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
And you are here for simple burglary of an inhabited dwelling
Yes, sir.
and jumping bail.
Yes, sir.
You and when's your last? I read through here. Looks like you have some disciplinaries from 11/10/20 to 2/25/2021. What was that all about?
When it was?
From 11/10/20 to 2/25/21. I'm looking at them.
What was it? I don't know.
You had rule 3 on 11/20. You had rule 3 of 11/20. You had a rule 1, a contraband of 11/20, and on 2/25/2021, you had a rule 22 and a 24. What was all that about?
I only tell me this is in DeQuincy.
Yeah, it was. It's those are the dates: 11/10 of 2020, and they got a rule 2, rule 3s, and a rule 1, and on 2/25 of 2021, you had a rule 22 and a rule 24. So wherever you were, you got taken away some canteen, lost 60 days of good time.
I really can't recall, but
This says East EFPSO. That's East Feliciana Parish Sheriff's Office. EFPSO. I got them right here in front of me.
I know about that one. All right.
Then you got one institution BPSO/SWTWP. That's the one on 2/25 of 2021. So the first one's
that's the one in DeQuincy, right?
Yeah, Southwest. That's right.
Okay.
So tell me about the first one.
All right, the first one in East Feliciana Parish, I was on work release for 9 months there. And I think I had took a pain pill that I got from one of my workers that was there. And I did not know it was a narcotic. I don't take no type of pills or none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm drug free. And
why'd you take?
Because I had pain, I had back pain. I thought it was just a pain pill. I didn't know it was a narcotic until later on that day, that night, I took a drug test, and the guard told me, he said, man, you dirty. I said, dirty for what? I don't do drugs, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been on work for these 9 months. Then before DOC pulled me out because I went too early. But he told me, he said he looked it up in his phone. He said it's some type of pain pill. It's a pain pill, but it's a narcotic. I said, well, you know what I'm saying? I said, I didn't know it was a narcotic. I took it for pain, and that was the end of that. I had to take my punishment on there because I did not know it was a narcotic.
I know, but why would you take a pill? Why would you even? I mean, go to the back to the jail asking for a Tylenol or something. And what would just from another offender? You just gonna say, hey, I'll take a pill. Here's a pill. Take it. It don't matter if you know it's a narcotic or not. Hell, I ain't gonna just say, hey, can you give me a pill? I'll take a pill. I mean, what? That just don't even make a whole lot of sense to me. You're
right, sir. But East Feliciana Parish, they don't have no type of like medical staff at night or nothing like that, or during the daytime they don't. But that was on me. I know for sure that was on me. You know what I'm saying? That was my fault there.
About the DeQuincy.
All right, DeQuincy, Lord have mercy. I wanted to get away from DeQuincy so bad this is the God honest truth. The place was so bad to they sent me there for re-entrance. And the scenery, it was drug infested. And for what I was trying to do for myself by rehabilitating myself, that was the wrong place for me to be by rehabilitating myself. So that was really staged. what happened with the write-up with the theft or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I took that and told them to tell on me. You know what I'm saying? That was staged because I really want, because they didn't ship you away from there. It was hard to get away from there. It took me 6 weeks to get away from there. And when they shipped me to Assumption Parish after that, that's when my rehabilitation process began. I started rehabilitating myself through God, and the COVID came. So it was limited, the classes was limited to us for taking classes and stuff like that there. But that I didn't let that stop me from rehabilitating myself. And that's
So
what
you been take some classes now? What you been doing? You're a 6th class offender.
the classes, I haven't been taking classes because I've been on work release. But due to the classes been limited to us, home work release came through and I joined their program, and they gave me some type, they gave me the program that I needed to elevate myself to be where I'm at today. I've been on work release for a whole year. I've been working offshore for a whole year. They sent me to go get my credentials for to be offshore to elevate myself. And here I am now.
You have a GED or a high school diploma?
I don't have none of that, sir.
Okay, you don't have a GED. You haven't tried to work on it. Have you taken living in balance or thinking for a change or substance abuse or any of that?
Sir, well, due to COVID-19.
Listen,
the class
COVID's over. It's 2023 now.
I don't have no classes that I can take.
Okay, calm down. I'm asking you questions.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
asking questions. You made 2 poor decisions already.
Yes, sir.
You took a pain pill, and then you decided to set up a fake, like you steal something. Now that don't, for me, that don't seem like that's really rational, good decisions. Either one of them. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you. So look, let me talk. That's what I'm telling you. So I'm trying to get to, you're a 6th class offender. You had poor supervision. You got a moderate risk score. You have, you got some issues, and I'm trying to figure out how you take it. And I see your work. It's probably a good worker. That's great. That is important. But you got to get yourself clean and straight and right, and not stealing stuff. All those are problems. You got to get that taken care of when you get back out. You work, yeah. You work. That's good. But tell me why you stealing all this stuff. Was it a drug problem on the outside?
All right. Listen, it was a drug problem that I had on the streets. But how I elevated myself now due to homeless program, you know what I'm saying? I make almost over $2,000 a week.
Right, and that's
I know.
What have you done to help your problem? All right, Ward, you got any?
It doesn't help my problem, but it doesn't help my problem. But
see, does Ward have any input for me?
Sir?
You have any input for me?
Can tell you he hasn't given us any problems since he's been in this facility. As far as the classes, we do not offer that variety or that much of classes due to being a work release place. Once we move into our new building, which has now got delayed again, we do have a full-time teacher. So in the future, we'll be offering the classes. Right now, we do not, because we're in a makeshift building still from the hurricanes.
Okay, great, thank you. Would you like to make a statement on your behalf, Mr. McNeely?
the only thing I can say is that, I rehabilitate myself through God, and I feel like that's the best rehabilitation ever. By me taking classes, I'm not downplaying y'all classes that y'all have signed up for the offenders, but I'm just saying, 85% of just hear me out. 85 of the offenders that's incarcerated, we take these classes just to get the good time to go home early to commit the same crime that we committed, and that's a known fact. But because the reason why I can say that, because at one point in time I was one of those 85% offenders, but that's not even me anymore. You know what I'm saying? Due to a home work release program, you know what I'm saying, I have elevated myself and send me to classes to get these certifications to elevate myself offshore. And I feel like that I've elevated myself to go home to society and be to my kids and my family and myself.
Okay. Well, like I said, listen, I appreciate you talking to me today. Sounds like you're doing good where you are. You're making some good money. You're able to put some money aside. If you have opportunity to take some classes, I would. Sometimes it's better to continue where you are and keep looking inside. But I think you need some help. You were 6th class. If you were a 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, you're a sixth class offender. So my vote today is just keep you where you are, and my vote is to deny you parole. Mr. Freeman? I concur. Mr. Marabella?
I also concur. Good luck to you. Mr.
3 votes to deny you, parole's been denied. It's 10:37, we'll adjourn. Thank you.
That's a big man. I actually thought he was an employee, like he worked for the, oftentimes they have like the guard there, and then they bring the inmate in. I guess it's because of the nice shirt, and he's got like the bracelet, and that must be because he's on work release. I'll tell you, making $2,000 a week while locked up in prison doesn't sound quite that bad. Now, I have been told by others in comment sections, because we have seen other cases where people are making that much, and it's typically when they're offshore. So my guess is that he's offshore, but I don't know for certain. So meaning that they're on the boats, and it's hard work, but they pay them well. But I was told that when you are getting the work release, so you are required to pay a meaningful amount of the money. I don't know what the percentage is to the prison. So again, it's more about the prison making more money, because it is all about that. I mean, I think that's the conclusion I've come to. It is just a money-making machine. I mean, they are privatized, so they are for profit. Many of them are publicly traded. So, but still, I mean, it's funny. Like when you compare certain inmates that are locked away in a cell with barely any programs or rec or anything to do, versus inmates that are allowed out on work release to make a considerable amount of money, even when they have to pay all their dues, put money away in savings, because really you don't have expenses, right? And build relationships with the employer that you're working for, because I'm sure he would hire you as soon as you get out. So it's like it's just two major extremes of the wheel. I don't really understand how it works. Like who gets selected to get one extreme versus the other. I know there are some sentencing mandates, like if you can only qualify for work release if you fit under a certain type of criteria. I tried finding more details on his crime. And I couldn't find it, probably because he took the plea deal. Now, with regards to what he's saying, it's unfortunate. It seems that he's been doing great, and he took, a pain pill, whether it was intentionally or mistake. I mean, the bottom line is you don't take a pill if you don't know what it is. When everything is on the line, yeah, I'm sure he's. I struggle with back pain, and actually I don't take stuff for it. I take an Aleve when I have to, but you got to stay away from those pills, man. They're just poison. But yeah, I mean, he's doing a lot of physical labor, and he's not a young guy anymore. So, but you should have just taken an Aleve. And it's on you. You got so much at risk. It's your freedom at risk. You can't take the chance. You just, you know what I mean? And then I didn't really catch the other thing that he was caught for doing. But again, it's on you. And really, I mean, I thought it was a bad interview. It just seemed kind of, that's how he acts in this situation. Like usually people are up for parole. They're on their best behavior, and maybe he just doesn't put up a show, or maybe this was his best behavior. I don't know, but he didn't do himself any favors, that's for sure. He's not going to win the hearts and minds of the parole board this way, but I mean, I think they made the right choice. He seems to have it pretty good, and they didn't do what I've seen them do to I've seen work release folks that are, you know, making money, doing well, and the parole board would be like, I think we need to send you to Steve Hoyle. And you're like, I'm doing well. Like I'm making money. You want to send me to Steve Hoyle? And then if we've seen inmates reject that. We've seen a few situations. There was one person who you just didn't feel bad for at all. Maybe I'll put it up there. You can go click on it. So he was making a similar amount of money, but he had vehicular manslaughter, and he just didn't seem to want to get any help. And you did not feel bad for him at all. And Mr. Roche gave it to him when he wouldn't go to the program. He like laid down all of these requirements for when he would get released. It was like, would it be karma or justice playing out on screen? It was quite incredible. Anyways, with that, I'll let you go.